dear mother. It's so strange here at the university, so utterly different than White Cliffs. But I love it, darling. If only I didn't miss you and Martha so much. I count the days.
It's incredible, Martha. I just don't believe it. Anna will be 18 on Friday. Well, come on, we'll walk to the village. We must get her package off to her today.
And I'll be home on Saturday, Mother. Don't worry, I haven't been thrown out of the university. Just a wonderful opportunity to motor down to see you. And maybe, darling, maybe to surprise you, too. You see, there's a young man I met.
Darling, oh, I'm so glad to see you.
Did you get my letter, Mother?
Yes, dear, but I don't understand. I wish you'd be more specific in your letters.
Come on in, Bill. Well, am I being specific now? Don't be shy, Bill. Here she is. My mother.
How do you do?
How do you do?
His real name is Sir Evelyn and Anthony Scave, and we're thinking of getting engaged.
Anna.
Believe me, Mrs. Muir, I haven't even asked her yet.
We've come for your blessing, Mother, and we haven't had tea.
Anna, you quite take my breath away.
Bill, darling, just make us up at home in there. We'll sing out when we want you. We'll be in the kitchen. 2 more for tea, Martha.
Anna. Oh, just look at them. She's home. She's really home. And you'll find a strange man in the living room. I gather his name is Sir Evelyn Scaife, and Anna wants to marry him.
I met him at a dance, Mother. He's a sub-lieutenant in the Navy. You know my weakness for sailormen. Oh, I've never been so happy in all my life.
Then I'm happy too, darling. And I won't waste time now with questions.
Now, I can't make tea with such distractions going on. Out in the garden now if you want to talk. Both of you.
Mother, I've discussed it all with Bill. Of course, we won't get married till I'm out of the university. But you ought to come and live with us when we do. You and Martha.
No, darling, no.
Oh, but you must. You've been alone so much of your life.
You're sweet, Anna. And I'm proud of you. But I love this house. I've been very happy here. And I shall live here until I die.
With Captain Gregg?
What did you say?
With the ghost of Captain Gregg?
Anna, what are you talking about?
Oh, I knew the captain very well when I was a little girl. First year we lived here. We used to have the most wonderful talk.
You didn't.
Oh, it was all a game I'd made up, of course. Sort of a dream game. It was very real while it lasted. And then he stopped coming suddenly. I suppose I was growing too old and sophisticated for him. Oh, but I grieved and grieved. I even... Mother, darling, you look as if you'd seen it. Don't tell me you see him, too.
No, Anna. No, not for years.
Well, then you did. Mother, you don't suppose he really haunted us?
No, darling. Things like that can't happen. It was only a dream.
The same dream for both of us?
Perhaps I set you off by telling you about my dreams. Little girls are very impressionable.
Oh, I don't remember your telling me. Oh, tell me now. I'd love to hear about them.
I can't remember them very well. Just bits and pieces, a phrase here and there, a look. I think I dreamed most of that book I wrote. I must have. I never could have thought of it. All these years I've tried to remember, but I can't.
Do you know what I think? I think you fell in love with him, too.
I did nothing of the sort.
Oh, I wouldn't blame you if you had. When did you stop seeing him?
After about a year. I dreamed we'd quarreled. It was about a man.
Uncle Neddy.
Anna, you knew that Miles Fairley and I...
Oh, I used to pray you wouldn't marry him.
And you were so right. I saw him 5 years ago at a dinner party. Bald and fat and drinking too much. And he cried. It seems his wife finally had enough and left him. And to think I wanted to spend the rest of my life with him.
Perhaps he did exist, Mother, Captain Gregg. Perhaps he did come back and talk to us. Oh, wouldn't it be wonderful if he had? Then you'd have something, you know what I mean, to look back on. Happiness.
No, darling. We just made him up, you and I. He never existed. I just wasn't intended to have that kind of happiness. And I haven't missed it, really, I haven't. Oh, I've been lonely at times, but there have been compensations. You, and now Bill. And dear Martha. And this house, the sea and the gulls. And memories. I've had those, you know, even if it was a dream. Now come along. We'll join your young man for tea.
If she thinks it was a dream, I cannot blame her. It was all my own doing. I told her it was a dream. How long ago this occurred. Even Anna is older now than Lucia was when she first stepped into this house. Anna, long since married, children of her own grown children. And Lucia, white and withered and full of years. Ah, blast it all. When I decided to be noble, I never thought she'd live to be 80. Lucia! Lucia!
You come in here, Mum. What are you doing out on that balcony? Don't you know what the night air does to you?
I'm coming, Martha. I'm coming.
What were you doing out there?
I don't know. What difference does it make?
I hope you remember what the doctor told you.
That I'm an old woman. Well, so is he. There was a letter this afternoon from Anna. Little Lucy's engaged.
Little Lucy?
To the captain of a transatlantic airplane. Anna's very happy about it. Says it must run in the family.
Airplanes?
I suppose she means captains.
Here, you drink your hot milk.
I'm too tired. And I have a funny pain in my arm.
No wonder standing out there in that fog. Sit down now and drink it while it's hot.
I don't want any hot milk.
Now, don't get into a state.
I am not in a state. I just want to be left alone. Bossing me around all the time.
Well, I'll leave it on the table. Take it or not. I don't care.
Bossing me. I'm tired. Milk. All right, I'll drink it. Martha, I feel so.
Lucia. At last. You'll never be tired again, Lucia. Or old again. Look at you. Radiant. Like the day you came here. Come, Lucia. Come, my dear.
Our stars will return for their curtain calls in a moment. Say, Libby, I have a riddle for you.
I'm listening.
When are a cook's hands like a rose garden?
I can see you're dying to tell me.
When they're in flower.
But when a housewife's hands are the color of a red rose, she doesn't like it a bit. It means she has a bad case of dishpan hands.
But she can do something about that. Just change from strong soaps to Lux Flakes for dishwashing. Changing to Lux takes away that red look. Makes hands soft and smooth again.
Smooth as white rose petals, the way her hands used to be.
And the way husbands still prefer them.
Lux Flakes almost make dishwashing a pleasure. The suds feel so soothing and rich. And they certainly get the dishes clean fast. Lux is a real time saver. It rinses so perfectly you don't need to dry the dishes. Just rinse them with hot water and let them drain. They dry without streaking.
And don't forget, Lux is as easy on the pocketbook as it is on hands. Tests show Lux suds are so much richer, you can wash up to twice as many dishes with Lux as you can with the same weight of 10 other leading dishwashing soaps. Lux is thrifty.
Back now.
Here's
to
Mr.
the
Keeley at the
stars who
microphone.
brought the Ghost and Mrs. Muir so vividly and happily to life. Charles Boyer and Madeline Carroll. Madeline, you don't know how happy we are to welcome you on this stage again, and how proud we are of your war record overseas.
Well, Bill, you can't imagine how happy I am to be back and to be teamed for the first time on Lux with Charles Boyer.
The feeling is mutual, believe me, Madeleine. But I understand that in addition to all your other work overseas, you had your own radio show in Paris.
That's right, Charles, for about a year after VE Day. We broadcast once a week in French to tell the French about America and Americans.
Well, everything I've heard from France these past few years has been about the wonderful job you did for French-American relations.
And you haven't done such a bad job either, Charles.
Right, Bill. Almost everything I heard in Paris concerning Hollywood was about Charles Boyer's French Research Foundation and what it was doing to create a better understanding and appreciation of France.
Well, thank you, Madeleine. But coming back to this theater, Bill, I'm sure your audience is keen to hear about the show for next week.
And I'm sure they'll be keen about the show itself. It's Universal International's quite recent screen hit, Ride the Pink Horse, with its 3 fine stars, Robert Montgomery, Wanda Hendricks, and Thomas Gomez.
That's the picture that Bob himself directed, isn't it, Bill?
Yes, and it's a truly thrilling screenplay drama, a story of mystery and adventure that should keep our audience guessing breathlessly what's coming next, and usually, I'll wager, guessing wrong.
Sounds like a real hit, Bill. We'll be listening in my house. Bonsoir.
Good night.
Bonsoir et merci bien. Lever Brothers Company, the makers of Lux Flakes, join me in inviting you to be with us again next Monday evening when the Lux Radio Theatre presents Robert Montgomery, Wanda Hendricks, and Thomas Gomez in Ride the Pink Horse. This is William Keeley saying good night to you from Hollywood.
Charles Boyer will soon be seen in the Enterprise production, Arch of Triumph. Our music was directed by Louis Silvers. This is your announcer, John Milton Kennedy, reminding you to join us again next Monday night to hear Ride the Pink Horse with Robert Montgomery, Wanda Hendricks, and Thomas Gomez.
Pepsodent won by 3-1. Yes, by an overwhelming average of 3-1, families throughout America who compared toothpastes they were using at home preferred new Pepsodent with Irium over any other brand they tried. They said new Pepsodent toothpaste tastes better, makes breath cleaner, makes teeth brighter. Yes, with families who made comparison tests, Pepsodent won by 3-1.
Be sure to listen next Monday night to the Lux Radio Theatre presentation of Ride the Pink Horse with Robert Montgomery, Wanda Hendricks, and Thomas Gomez. Stay tuned for My Friend Irma, which follows immediately over most of these stations. This is CBS, the Columbia Broadcasting System.